And welcome back. Now we're going to go back to the eThekwini Metro in Durban, and also just to take a look at some of the other stories developing quite in and around the main developments. And some people, of course, holiday makers, have made plans to go to Durban for this Easter weekend. So let's find out how some of them have been affected. And crossing back to our reporter Simphiwe Makhanya, who's on the Durban Beach Front, where many would have hoped to have a more festive a celebration of the Easter weekend and, of course, just a break from normal day-to-day work, Simphiwe. But looking at what's developed and looking at what the beach looks like, how are they feeling?
Indeed, Sakina, yesterday the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, that's Sihle Zikalala, said that, KwaZulu-Natal is open for business and is calling on visitors to continue, with their bookings and come to KwaZulu-Natal, for their Easter holidays. But of course, many of them that we have been speaking to, have been saying that they are shocked by these recent floods, which have claimed just over 341 lives so far. 55 people have been reported injured as a result of these devastating floods. I'm not sure from where we are, Sakina, if you can see just behind me, the debris that is just lying next to the sea here is basically something that tells a picture of the amount of devastation that Durban has suffered as a result of these floods. But as you said in your introduction there, Sakina, that many, holiday makers would have hoped for, some good time with their families, coming to Durban and have a nice time. But of course, that's not going to be the case. And I'm now joined by one of the, persons who has come here to KwaZulu-Natal in Durban in particular to actually have a good time. Sis Refilo, thank you very much for joining us. And can you just talk to us about when did you arrive here and what was your impression when you arrived in Durban?
Thank you, SABC and the viewers. We arrived yesterday. We drove all the way from Limpopo and then we got a flight from OR Tambo to Durban, expecting to swim with the kids, but now when we got here, everything was like this. We are disappointed, but we are here. Yes.
Of course, you had made prior arrangements, so you couldn't cancel.
In January, we booked in January so that we can have a, proper arrangement. Unfortunately, we'll just walk around Durban. It's warm, the weather is nice, so I don't have a problem. So far, so good.
In terms of your plans now that you can't be, swimming during the time?
We'll walk around, we'll go and see other places, we'll see what we can do. We'll just walk next to the debris.
But this is not what you hoped for?
No, this is not what we hoped for. Unfortunately, it's nature, Mother Nature called. It's like this. Maybe next time when we come to Durban, it will be better than this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Well, there you have it, right. Sakina, just one of the residents who has come all the way from Seshego in Limpopo to have a good time with her family. But of course, that's not going to be the case. I'm going to step out of the shot once more, Sakina, maybe just to give you a sense of the amount of debris that is lying next to the ocean where we are broadcasting from, Sakina. And of course, the eThekwini municipality yesterday saying that there will not be any swimming in these beaches, at least for the next couple of days until this issue of the debris has been sorted. And the issue of visitors, Sakina, Premier yesterday saying that KwaZulu-Natal relies heavily on, domestic tourists as well as international tourism, accounting for almost, 10% of the province's GDP. And that will give you an indication of just how crucial this sector is when it comes to, reviving the economy of KwaZulu-Natal. And I can certainly tell you that I've seen quite a number of business establishments, who have suffered as a result of these, floods. So some of them saying that it will take weeks or even months for them to actually, get back to business and operate normally, given the devastation that they have suffered, Sakina.
Simphiwe, thanks so much for that. And again, a very interesting perspective there from Simphiwe. And you saw her walking past on the pier there with her 2 children. As she says, we'll just walk in Durban, walk next to the debris because they can't swim. And they unfortunately made these arrangements well in advance and could not cancel. And I'm sure many people are in that very position. And I'd love to know, maybe you can speak to us here on Morning Live. Let us know whether you had made arrangements and were unable to cancel them. What have you decided? Did you go to Durban all the same, or did you decide to maybe stay wherever it was that you would be traveling from? But Simphiwe will keep us up to date with more of the developments. And of course, later on in the show, we'll also speak to the mayor of eThekwini, Xolisi Kaunda. So stay with us for